okayfm 101.7.
Now, Yanko, Honorable Alhaji Inusah Fuseini, where I'm former member of parliament for Tamale Central. Now, you know, entry and Komo. Honorable Teacher Inusah, Memoachi.
I'm doing my good friend.
Abomu ye pan elsewhere.
I'm here.
Now, Enra, I did see parliament. Ebra wamo everti the president's nominee to the Supreme Court too. Na Yewra Mahama Yarga raise question B. I was cited Article 128 of the Constitution. Na wo mayen education kakra wo ho a say na eka.
Oh, Article 128 of the Constitution. Emma, the minimum number of judges to be appointed to the Supreme Court for an effective and efficient functioning of the Supreme Court. Until Emma, the floor, and see, the Supreme Court shall be constituted but not less than 9 judges of the Supreme Court of Judicature, including the Chief Justice. Okay, so actually, in the view of the drafters of the Constitution, for the Supreme Court to function efficiently, you must not have less than 9 judges and the Chief Justice. Now, that provision is standalone. That criteria, and some countries for the Supreme Court, the cap of the number of judges to be on the Supreme Court, ASA. So you nick up by your floor, you need ceiling by your floor. Now, Article 140 of the Constitution, Emma, the President, the power to appoint judges to the Supreme Court. That power to appoint, a constitutional authority vested in the President. And the President, in appointing, will have recourse to the criteria for a person to be appointed to the Supreme Court. That provision and the President appointed Edru, that number 9, President Edru appointed you.
Okay.
Now, I gotta see that is a lacuna in law. That's a gap.
Yeah, lacuna.
That's a gap. If you say, and your president, nobody determine what the feeling should be.
And the Constitution was silent on that,
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Constitution was silent on that, According to Ayerga's opinion, that silence has created a problem. Because the Constitution says not less than that for effective proper functioning of the Supreme Court. At what level can we say that the Supreme Court judges such that it is challenging and frustrating the performance of the functions of the Supreme Court? Is it when the judges are 20? Is it when they were 15? Is it when they were 100? So, according to Ayerga, there must be a cap. Because this is not a case where a number is 8 points. A number is if the judges are linear, it can also affect the proper functioning of the Supreme Court. Now, okay, Article 298 of the Constitution already anticipated the situation, in the sense that Article 298 is a mass parliament authorities to fill in the gap. I gotta see where the gap. Now, the rules are for Article 296 and the essence of discretionary power. So even though Constitution in the EMA, the President, the authority to appoint the Supreme Court, the President exercises his discretion on who to appoint. I gotta see that discretion, because the president is not a judicial officer, no, they should publish that discretion. And that discretion can only be published in a constitutional instrument, because constitutional emano that to be or appointed. So, in the nutshell, what America is arguing has come before the House, has come before Parliament, has come before the people of Ghana. Who can I say? Before President African Peer Review Committee.
Yeah.
Who can say? Young the number of judges at the Supreme Court. Who can I?
Mekaipa African Peer Review Mechanism. Sabre no.
Mechanism no. Because see, because of the open-ended nature of Article 1281, it is susceptible to abuse.
Sure.
Yeah. As I set up a constitutional review committee, PRC, review committee recommended say young capping.
There should be a capping.
So this argument is not new. It's not a new argument. I've been with us for some time now, but we have not found a way to do it. So when I look at the Ayerga and Durano, he's trying to force the people of Ghana and the hand of Parliament to try to do something that has been outstanding for a very long time.
Oh, okay. Okay, now, I mean, sadly, with the committee, no, and I'm betting me a cure these lacuna.
Sometimes you have to choose a dramatic situation to make the issue national. So, and I can make a statement in Parliament. It will attract a level of attention. I did the audio and Luro attracted. So sometimes to dramatize the situation, you have to choose the setting.
I see. And now, when you see a case, you kill these judicial anomaly. Let me call it that. You have ever fought best because a mandatory and a entrenched provision in our constitution.
Amend and insert in the constitution. Or see a lacuna. So we are not taking away anything from the constitution. We are adding to the constitution by way of an act of parliament.
Oh, okay.
So that is what Ayerga is saying. Let's add to the constitution by way of an act of parliament to cap it.
Okay.
So it will not be dealing with an entrenched clause. It is using parliament to set the cap of appointment to the Supreme Court.
Oh, okay. Okay. Lord, now, what we wait here? Now, saying, Kisia Jabin, Ebekan said, President Mahama, Airbus scandal, whatever, no, it's exonerated all the charges in Nema Edigun. So, one, but we establish, say, government officer one, no, a year, former President Mahama. And now, and Kofosa can say, okay, Crown Court in the Abuchino. Yes, one so a judgment, you know, a fund Kofobi guilty of the he said ampa treat your bribe on the side. Now, laws in Ghana, no, minim kakrasa a jurisdictional. Now, they do baby a sakoye extraterritorial. Now, I bet me you to Kofobi judgment.
Extraterritorial.
Okay.
Extraterritorial crimes are crimes against humanity. And necessary, there is a push to make environmental crimes extraterritorial. But crimes there, bribery, corruption, and those things, they are not extraterritorial. Now, but let's come back. Minia, it's a very important issue. Young guy sector issue, no. I mean, those who are listening to you, the issues at stake. Boeing, an aircraft manufacturer. Airbus, an aircraft manufacturer. Boeing, any Airbus. The leading aircraft manufacturers in the world. Boeing, between 2009 and 2008, the Airbus, between 2009 and 2011, embarked on an aggressive campaign to sell their aircraft. Until they took against the constituted people as agents to go and sell their aircraft. One of such people they constituted as agents, and yet somewhere Adam Muhammad or somewhere Adam Foster. Somewhere Adam Foster, or yeah, His Excellency former President John Mahama, Minya. Now, and yet, so is former President John Dramani Mahama. No, all catch say Adam Uncle yet ever for Omo agent, ever for Omo constituting Omo agency, after an Omo agreement. In fact, even during the time of Kufo, the Airbus was already looking at the possibility of selling Omo aircraft C295 to Ghana, a military carrier aircraft. And see, Airbus Omo to meet Omo aircraft in Emma, many countries going for sea, and that's the complaint. And yet, the complaint was not against Foster, and some other mama. No. Another partner. No. The complaint was brought by Boeing. Sir, a 20-year Airbus fire, aircraft, it infringes fair trade rules in competition. And to demonstrate that, you see many countries, including Ghana, actually said the agents said Airbus here to sell their aircraft. One of them was a brother to the president. And see, almost a agency fee, their Airbus from where Adam Muhammad was intended to buy. That is their view. That is their view. Okay? And almost all. So, Boeing is an American company. It's almost taking action in America. So, Adam Foster, any partners, only a citizens of UK, almost residing in UK. Okay, almost instituting action in UK against Airbus. Airbus and French, almost instituting action in France against Airbus. So there were 3 actions. Now, Airbus undependent, Airbus agreed to a consent gathering. And
now, why did they not defend it? And I want to appeal defense.
Because only a commercial entity.
Okay.
Only a commercial entity. So they can suffer a reputational damage. Now, in America, Airbus was not being investigated because someone other Muhammad, agent, he was investigated because Airbus was investigated because 295 military accoutrement. It is regulated by the law on international trade in arms. And the Airbus asked securely the solution to sell that armament in those countries. In America, Airbus was being investigated because of that. But I say, among the commercial entities, they entered into a consent judgment. And that ended the matter. So it is not the case here. Unauthorized, Samuel Foster, and the partners for corruption. It's not the case. It's not the case here. The people who were agents in the zero countries, and so Obama and other partners, they were not only agents in Ghana, they were also agents for some African countries.
Okay.
And yes, sir. Also other countries, who evidence, sir, there were other Foster or share flights our public officials to be able to sell their the aircraft, the 295. But both the same. But in that reckoning, the payment of the agency fee was intended to bribe public officers. But there's no evidence that that bribery took place. So when you say in criminal jurisprudence, there are two cardinal principles: intention and the actus. So natural the actus rei. And so even though Boeing was saying that it was intended to bribe, we don't see the actus, we don't see the bribes. They don't, and the case was not litigated. That is why the special prosecutor advanced to that conclusion. And now I've said, on 2nd February 2020, on Penny, I wrote letter, I command special prosecutor to investigate John Mamman. I said it. I was on your sister network. I said it. That it will come to, it's a needless bit of time. Because who can't judge judgment now? Who can't American judgment now? Who can't British judgment, France judgment, because now it was also available. Who can't start two judgments now? The evidence in the judgment is concentrate. I mean, it already proves the innocence of John Mamman and the public officer. So I said it on that day, 2nd February 2020. They will find no evidence of corruption against John Mamman or against the public officer.
UK US authorities do not have evidence to prosecute.
They don't have evidence that bribery, corruption took place.
Okay.
What they ruled on, what the consent judgment was about, was the case of Boeing against Airbus. And Airbus did not defend the matter. And so that is the judgment of the U.S. Department of Justice and also the Crown Court in Suffolk.
Okay. Now, Brana JM, Vice President, was he engaged in the commercial discussions on behalf of Ghana now?
No. Now I am Vice President and Chairman of the Armed Forces Council. Being so, the Armed Forces Council has taken a decision long before Atamis won the election that they needed military transport aircraft. So the decision will definitely have come before him.
Mm-hmm.
And no decision on the purchase of the aircraft was taken without briefing the Vice President.
Mm-hmm.
But all the motions, I hear the Armed Forces Council, and that was captured locally in the Special Prosecutor's report. Armed Forces, so there was some level of transparency in the decision to purchase the aircraft. And when there is transparency, there's accountability.
Okay. Now, Mami, read the report, no? Now, baby, no, as a special prosecutor, you should word be like it seems, it appears, instead of being categorical. I know what saying. Is it allowed in law?
A perception. So, okayfm says here, when I completely the School of Journalism, officer under the journalist, you were on the panel. When you have an interview, say, or person on your job, okay, you are put in a up to 22 situation. Do you leave the panel or do you sit down and make sure the proper things are done? Your brother is given a fair chance. You don't compromise the proceedings, and you make sure your brother too is not denied the chance because it's your brother. What do you do? What do you do? So anybody who reads that the person who appeared before the committee was your brother, you will have a perception it will appear to that person, say, you compromise the interview in favor of your brother. That is where bias comes in. That is where conflict comes in. But conflict is pure, two ways. You declare publicly that is your brother and you excuse yourself. Or you treat your brother as any other person by making sure that all the requirements, legal requirements to be followed are followed to the letter. And if he gets through on his own merit. So that is why the federal prosecutor said it appeared anybody standing on the shoulder of the standing at the outer perimeter of what was happening within the Armed Forces Council and the presidency, it will appear to him that when Adam Foster Mahama, oh yeah, young Dramani Mahama, contract. That's why the federal prosecutor used that. In fact, Boeing came to that conclusion. That's why they said government official, one key decision maker, and the person of interest, Adam Foster, were relational. They also came to that conclusion about the perception.
Okay. Madam Sepa, na case when we bet me so aka say wo taking up and him. Wabra special prosecutor na exonerate nipa bia omudi wo mu.
Oh. Our case there and criminal case, the time doesn't run against the commission of a crime. If there is new evidence, then indeed there were criminal activities. The case can always be wrong. Time doesn't run against the crime.
Okay.
In 1940, between 1939 and 1944, you remember the Second World War, and the extermination of the Nazis inside. The Nazis were perceived, the Nazis were perceived, or those who were involved in the Holocaust, were perceived until that recently, when the last person died. You can stand doesn't run against the commission of the crime.
Okay. Right. No, Madam Sepa, I'm saying I'm party amount.
Oh, okay, then that's it.
Bye.
Bye.
Honorable Inusah Fuseini, a former MP for Tamale Central.
OKFM 101.7.